Casual PCs. Welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you're a recurring subscriber. And today I'm going to be doing something that I need to do, mainly because it got noticed by myself anyway when I was doing the At Games Blast review video, which I'll put the card for it somewhere up here. And that is my Atari 2600 here. Needs a little bit of repair. Specifically, the video cable. When I was trying to get this to work on the television here, I had to basically play the joystick with one hand and kind of hold the cable together with the other. And I'll show an up-close shot of this here in a second. So, I'm going to repair this, and that way it gives a much cleaner video signal. And so that it looks better, because a cheatable cable like this is just horrible looking. So let's get this thing repaired. It's a really quick, easy repair. So if you have an Atari 2600 that somebody ignorantly cut the video cable off for whatever reason, you can fix this without having to do the composite mod, which I probably should do to this anyway, but this is a lot easier and cheaper to get it working than the composite mod. So let's get started. Okay, so here is my Atari 2600. It is the wood grain 4-switch model from, I don't remember when these things came out. I'm going to be doing a review video on this, and I'll do a lot better in-depth research on this. But I think this specific version came out in 1981 or 83, somewhere around there. But this was actually my dad's Atari that he gave me quite a few years ago, actually. And yeah, it needs some fine cleaning, but for the most part, it's in really good shape. The only problem is the coaxial cable. And no, this was not... Oh, it finally broke. Okay. But this was actually apparently the family dog at the time, had their toy wrapped around the cable, and he chewed through it. And they fixed it, with what they could, electrical tape, and just twisting it together, which it worked for the longest time. But I remember this thing having just horrible video quality, and it always just bugged me because I thought, well, shouldn't it be better? But then, that small voice told me, well, no, because it's going to be bad because it's an old, RF signal, so of course it's going to look bad. Plus it was using a switch box, which God knows how well that thing worked. So we're going to take this thing apart real quick, look at the main board, and then I'll show the real quick repair. First thing you want to do is, I've already done this ahead of time, pull out these 4 screws, and very gently lift up the top. Okay. And here is the main board. It's not the prettiest thing. In fact, it's actually very sparse and very bare. But a lot of the components are hidden under here, and a lot of it's been consolidated because this is one of the wood grain's actually one of the last revisions of the Atari 2600. The last revision of this was actually the Atari 2600 Junior model, which was the 90s last hurrah for this. So as you can see, here's a video cable, and it plugs into an RCA style connector on the board that is getting a signal from this RF modulator, which if I was doing the composite mod, I would bypass this and it would just have composite video out and mono audio. But I don't have the AV mod. So we're going to pull this out and discard this. And what you're going to want to do is go to either your local electronics store or eBay or Amazon or even Goodwill and pick up a generic composite video cable. Because what we're going to do is we're going to strip one of these out off the harness, because you only need one. And I just picked yellow because I already had done this to a few other Ataris. I think I did it to my brother-in-law's, and I did it to another console where I just needed the one audio cable. And get a couple of them, because what you need to do is very carefully take a very sharp knife and score and cut the yellow the shielding off until you get to a bare end. And the reason why you want to grab a couple of these, especially if you go to Goodwill, is because there's no set one that says that the expensive one's going to have the shielding or not, because you need this to be able to bend, because there's not a lot of clearance between this and the top once you get this put in. So in fact, what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to grab the old cable, I'm going to plug it in. And also, something else to invest in are these little adapters. They convert the RCA style to the coaxial style, so you don't need a switch box anymore. I'm just going to plug this in to kind of show there being a signal difference. And yes, there is a difference. We'll try slot racers. Okay, so I'm gonna have to hold this, but why is that so dim? I'm not sure if you can see it. I'll tilt that a little bit. But it's really unsteady, really unstable. I have to constantly hold it. And this is what I was doing when I was trying to record that video, which is why I kept screwing up. So now I'm going to power it off, remove this junk cable here, and plug in our nice new homemade cable. I'll just route this through so I can just do it later. Okay, and that is a lot better, much more stable, much cleaner picture. So yeah, this is just a... So now let's get this thing put back together and make sure it fully works. And look at that. Nice and crisp. Sweet. And there we go. A real quick fix for my Atari 2600. I actually been meaning to do this for quite a while. In fact, that's kind of why that cable was almost pre-made. Well, because I made it a while ago, but I just never got around to installing it. Mainly because, well, I had other stuff going on. But yeah, it works really well. In fact, the color is really sharp and clear. In fact, I kind of want to plug this into a CRT at some point and see if the colors or the sharpness is any better with this composite cable that I'm using. And at some point, I do want to do a composite mod on this, but I have my own thoughts and opinions on modding consoles. It's not a bad opinion on modding consoles. I just, to a certain extent, there's some degrees of limitations of what I don't consider, you know, what I don't like about modding. But that's a completely different video on itself. I might do one on my own thoughts and opinions on modding if you guys want to hear it. So just put in the comments if you want to. Anyway, yeah, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any thoughts on this or anything that I could, you know, or could have done differently, or if you've done this yourself, you know, I want to hear about it and hear about your experiences with doing a simple repair work like this on RF based video game consoles, and also computers, because a lot of computers in the 70s and 80s, especially the 80s, used RF modulators for hooking up the TVs for their monitors. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content. I'm going to be doing a full review and my personal opinions of the Atari 2600 in a later video. So look out for that. Subscribe if you want to see it, and hit the notification bell if you want to get notifications about it, because YouTube's algorithm is a little wonky at times. And so yeah, this is a real quick, easy restoration, or repair, not restoration. This is done, and I'll see you in the next video.